Hello everyone, welcome to my channel equals and hash code. Today I'm back with another problem. So this is a problem on Leetcode, and this is a SQL problem wherein it asks to find the employees who are earning more than their managers. Now you see there is one single table, that is the employee table. This table has 4 columns: the ID, the name, the salary, and the manager ID. Now the name column contains the name of the employees, and few of the employees will be managers to some of them within this name column. So we have to find the employee who earns more than his or her manager. So let's take an example here, like Henry. Let's start with Henry. So Henry earns $80,000 or any currency. So the value is 80,000. Henry's manager is manager ID 4, and that is Max. Max earns 90,000. So Henry's manager earns more than Henry. So it is this will not suffice our condition. Let's look for Joe. Joe earns 70,000. Manager is number 3. Number 3 is Sam. Sam earns 60,000. So Joe fits into our condition wherein he earns more than Sam, his manager. So our output should be Joe, because Sam and Max we do not we have null values here, so we do not see any managers for Sam and Max, so they will be anyway eliminated. So our answer will be Joe. So we'll be again solving this in Jupyter Notebook. So let me start Spark here. We've initiated it. Now same will be building our Spark session. For Spark session, we have entered the app name, then we have entered the master. Master will be local because I'm running from my computer. Now I'm setting the Spark SQL shuffle partitions value to 4, because by default this value will be 200, and that will create a lot of unnecessary partitions, because of which like there will be a lot of unnecessary shuffle, and I mean we do not need to incur that because we have very less amount of data, just 4 rows. So I'm setting it to a value of 4. Now we are creating here the data. We have defined the columns here, the schema. Now if you see, we have the data here. So data, again I have created tuples and passing it into the list. Now we are creating a data frame out of it. Let's see how our data frame looks. So again, this is the first time it is running, so this will take a bit of time. If you see at the bottom of the screen, Spark is initialized. The stages should be running soon. And let's wait for a minute. Yeah, the stages are running here. We should have our data frame. Yeah, so we have our data frame. So this is the initial table. Now to look at, to find our data, when you have to find output, you are given a single table and you have to find the relationship between 2 columns. So you see ID and the manager ID. So in this kind of scenarios, usually we go for the self joins, and this is also a hierarchical data. Hierarchical data as in you have the manager, then you have the employee in the same column. So this is a hierarchy. So in these type of scenarios, we go for the self join. So we'll be applying self join here. So what we have done is we have named this as employee df. So employee df, we have created an alias E1. We have joined it with the same employee df because there is a self join. Now the alias will be E2. After E2, we have put the join condition. So here, when we join any table, what will happen? A cross join will happen first. Then on the cross join, this will be applied, where this condition will be applied, where in E1.manager ID. So this manager ID should be equal to E2.id. So, and the type of the join will be inner join. So in this, what will happen? We'll get values for the manager ID 3 and 4 here. And since these are null, so these will be eliminated anyway. So we are going to get these first 2 rows. So let's see our data frame. So let me commit this last line wherein it will show the result, and let me run this. Let me see the intermediary data frame that we are going to get, the join DF. Yeah, so the join DF will look like this, wherein for employee ID 2 and 1, Henry and Joe, we are getting the salary for them. Their managers are 4 and 3. And again, their IDs, the same table is being joined here with the IDs, Max and Sam. Their salaries are this, manager ID is null. Now, next step, our question asks where the employee earns more than his or her manager. So now let us implement the joint condition here. So what we have to compare is E1, this is E1, till here it is E1, till manager ID, till here this is E1, and this one is E2. Now what we have to compare is E1.salary should be greater than E2.salary. So if you see the first row here, E1.salary, that is 80,000, is it greater than 90,000? No. So this row again will be eliminated. Now let's look at the last row, that is the second row. Second row, what it says is 70,000 is greater than 60,000, true. So this row will be our result. Okay. So now let's come back to the code. So in code, we have applied a where clause where E1.salary should be greater than E2.salary. And then we have to select. Why we are selecting E1.name? Because if you see our output, it just demands the name, the Joe. Let's look this code here in Leetcode also. So this is the Leetcode problem where I took this. So here as well, this is the table and output is just Joe. So we just need to give the name. So let's come back to our code. Here we have E1.name. Now E1.name, let's show this. So our DF is running. And let it run. Yeah, so we have the final output as Joe. This is the required output. I hope you like this video. If you like this video, please like it, share it, subscribe it, share it with your friends. And with this approach, we can learn a few of the problems. We can hone our skills in the code, the Pyspark. I will come up with another video in next time. Thank you. Thank you for watching it again.